Hello.
Hi there.
Welcome to another horror review.
Yes.
We decided to watch in honor of the first Omen that we're getting ready to do.
We watch all the Omen films that came after, that came after and before
This one.
this one. So this is a prequel to the original Omen. So we watched all the other 5 Omen movies too after this one. So since this is a prequel to the original, we watched this first in theaters.
Yes.
And then we rewatched all the other movies which we had seen before.
And may I let you know that I think it would be a good idea to rewatch the Omen movies after you watch the first Omen.
Yeah, the way they do it. Since it's a prequel, I recommend watching this first and then watching the original Omen all the way through the remake in that order.
Yes, in that order.
Which is what we did.
The reason... Okay, spoilers. This movie... Going into this movie, we did not expect a lot. In fact, we were... Well, I was just like, okay, another Omen movie. Like, is this going to be any good? Is it going to be like the Exorcist reboot? No. Like, it was far better than what I thought it was going to be. Definitely go see this movie. It's still playing in theaters. Give it all the support you can because it was a decent movie. It was a little slow at the beginning.
Well, it was really good. I'll be honest, the first 10 minutes did not make me think this movie was going to be promising. I will be honest. There was a thing where, we always do spoilers in reviews, so I'll just go for it. In the opening of this movie, otherwise, do not watch this review if you want to watch this movie and don't hear anything, don't watch this. There's a priest who gets a spear, a pole to the head, and it doesn't impale his head. It doesn't even look like anything happens at first, and then he turns around and he acts like he's fine. Then his teeth are bleeding, and then you find out they took a chunk of his head out and he's still alive, and they don't even show him falling to the ground or anything.
Yeah, so I didn't get that part.
So he didn't die, and I genuinely thought that was the weirdest thing I had ever seen in a movie. I didn't understand the context. If anyone understands what that was about, please tell me. I think I figured out another scene in this movie, which I'm going to get to later, and I know that you'll want to talk a lot about because it's a scene that traumatized. Yes. But that was a scene, and I think I figured out that scene after I watched the whole movie. But that scene I still didn't understand. So just the guy who did die in the beginning, I was, what the heck?
Yeah.
Did he die off screen? I don't really know to count that death or not. But
Nell Tiger Free plays this nun. Well, yes. This woman who's going to school to be a nun. She grew up in the foster system. She was raised by the Catholic Church.
In the U.S.
In the U.S. She grew up in the U.S.
I think she grew up, was it in Ohio?
Something like that.
And she was a troubled child in the school she went to. And she admits that to her roommate that she ends up moving to Rome in Italy.
Yes, she ends up in Rome at this Catholic school.
And her room, and she confesses all to her roommate that she was with.
And she gets this roommate that's kind of suspicious.
Suspicious, but seems really nice.
Yeah, it seems really nice. You know how they go. But the head of the school is run by Sonia Braga. She plays a great head nun. I can't remember her name.
Her character in this movie is
just evil.
It is. She is evil in this movie.
But you find out... Should we give the spoilers?
Yeah, you find out... So they make it seem like one of the other students at this school who's a troubled child at this school now is going to be this main character.
Of Damien.
Is going to be the mother of Damien, this young, woman.
One young girl, yeah.
And then because of all these things that the main character thinks goes through Nell Tiger Free that she sees, and then you find out that she
is the actual prophecy.
She's actually the one to give birth to Damien.
666 girl. Well, you find out that this Catholic school,
it's crazy,
has been doing scientific experiments on babies and the devil, trying to get the perfect child, a male, born with 666 on it to rule the world or whatever. Well, you find out that she was one of the babies that survived, and this jackal fucking impregnates her or some shit. I don't know how I need to watch the movie
She
again.
is a jackal.
She is a jackal, yeah.
But she doesn't know it. And she kind of like almost, in the end, she almost rejects it. She hates herself.
She hates herself, yeah.
She actually doesn't want to be evil, but she was born as this woman, as this jackal, this being to deliver the Antichrist.
The Antichrist.
So at one point she has all these visions. She thinks she's going crazy, and it's right before she's about to give birth by the end of the movie to Damien. But at one point there's a scene where she sees another woman screaming and going absolutely crazy, and she's giving birth to a demon, and a hand comes out of a woman's area. Private area, and they do show this in detail.
They do show it in detail. I've been scarred for life.
Claw comes out of woman.
Yes.
And they show everything. Basically. When you said scars you for life, I was just like, what the heck?
I was like, what the fudge am I watching? Anyways, long story short, she is Damien's mother. You find out at the end of the movie.
Not the woman who
Not the woman who gave birth, but
she gives birth later.
Nell Tiger Free ends up giving birth, like she gets pregnant in like a matter of hours, and like gives birth immediately.
And then you find out that the roommate, all these people that worked there were all in on this, except for the one girl who actually was supposed to be the trouble child, because the trouble child was actually the good person.
Yes.
And she was
one of the surviving babies that they had experiments on as well.
And she was actually good. And then Nell Tiger Free gives birth, and then she acts like she's gonna go along with everything, and she tries to kill Damien.
And
so
she's
there's two seeds. One they think they try to kill.
Yes, there's twins. She ends up giving birth to twins.
Yes.
A girl and a boy, Damien. Mm-hmm. And she's the one that sets the orphanage on fire. Remember in the first, and not the first Omen, but
in the original
Omen
from 76,
the orphanage burned to the ground, and that's why Gregory Peck's character couldn't find any birth records of Damien, because the orphanage had burned to the ground, or the hospital had burned to the ground.
Yeah.
She sets fire to the orphanage/school at the end of the movie, and she ends up surviving.
She's surviving with the daughter.
With the daughter.
And then Damien, the one who was born with the 666, is taken by the cult. And then they show a picture of Gregory Peck. And they're like, this is the family we're going to target. This is going to be the child of this family, because we're going to kill his child. And since he's going to be the ambassador of Rome, that way Damien can grow up into the world of politics. So that's how that whole thing, and they tie it in at the end of the movie. Nell Tiger Free is there, and they come up to her, and she's like, "Don't contact me," whatever. They find her in the middle of the woods during the winter, I think.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Your son Damien is now out in the world," and she has a shotgun, and it's just like this closing scene right before everything. And
they tell her that they're coming for her.
Yeah.
Because they know where she is.
Yeah.
Yes,
she wasn't supposed to survive.
Yeah, she wasn't supposed to survive.
Because she tried to kill Damien.
Yes. But yeah, no, the way that it ties into the first movie.
The ending was excellent.
Phenomenal.
I mean, there were things like I said, I think the beginning, if you can get through some of the more questionable, kind of slow pieces in the beginning, there's some really good payoff, and also some deaths that may reignite some memories of other films in the franchise, like someone hanging and falling and crashing into a window, fire, all sorts of things. So
yeah,
we don't have a lot of time left, but that is our review. I think I gave this one 4 stars. So
I think I gave it 4 stars as well.
It's a good movie.
It's
it
one
definitely
of the best of 2024,
and it's one of the better from the franchise too, in the top 5. And top 3. Yeah, it's our top 3 spots.
Yeah, so like and follow for more.
For more.
We got more Omen stories coming up.
Yes. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.